Alrighty, hello, thank you everybody for joining the broadcast today. You'll never guess who it is. It is I am Orchid, here to bring you our stream for League of Legends today. Sorry for the delay, usually we don't have that long of a delay, but unfortunately there were some connection issues with one of the players. So we had to delay until they were able to rejoin and clarify some rules about mid-game substitutions. So, now that we're back into it, we can go ahead and see what they decided to draft for and make our predictions on how we think things are going to go. I did get to sit in and watch this draft and have some time to analyze it, so I have some thoughts on it, but we will have to see the major details once everything's here, because I only remember what Truman drafted. So, give it a second to load through. It should be very, very fast, and we'll have about 2 minutes to talk about it before the game's going to begin. Truman does have some substitutions today. We do have CT coming in for Meliora in the mid lane. Our normal starting mid laner is out of town, if I remember correctly. Either that or studying for a test. So that is slightly more important than League of Legends. Truman does have student athletes, and student is the first thing in that title. Much more important to do that. We also have Halo, the coach, jungle main, support secondary, coming in for Horse, who is the normal starting support. Again, has some other things that are slightly more important to do. It is midterms week for us right now here at Truman, so it is a rough time depending on how well you handle midterms, how many you have. I can't speak for everybody. For myself, I know I'm very busy, but I'm also doing 2 of my senior papers at the same time because I'm a double major. So that's not very fun, but we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it work. Enough about me, though. Let's talk about the draft here that we're seeing from Truman and from Cleveland State University. Cleveland State University, very, very nice. I believe their mascot is the Vikings. Can approve that. I think that's a pretty good choice for Viking, or for a mascot whenever your city's name is Cleveland, of course. Unsure if it's Cleveland, Ohio, or a different state, but so let's look at this draft here. Truman drafted Urgot Graves, Swain, Kog'Maw, and Maokai into Ambessa, Hecarim, Sylas, Tristana, and Pantheon. The first thing that I see for both of these teams, at least let's talk about. I know I want to talk about Truman first, but I want to talk about CSU first. That team wants to get in and get on top of you as fast as possible. There's not a lot of hard CC on the side of CSU. You've got Pantheon, stun. Sylas can interrupt you for just a second. Tristana's going to be able to knock you back. Hecarim, of course, has his ultimate. And Ambessa has her ultimate too. But outside of that, there's not a lot of lockdown, like any hard CC. Outside of really Pantheon and Ambessa Ultimate for CSU. So, there's nobody slippery on the side of Truman, so it's not as big of a deal, but you might have problems locking down individuals and being able to blow them up as fast as you want to. Side of Truman, you've got the Urgot Graves, Swain, Kog'Maw, and Maokai, of course. Maokai has a lot of lockdown CC, and that ultimate's going to be very strong, but of course, a Sylas on the other side means it's going to be very dangerous. You're going to want to make sure that the whole team's aware that if Sylas gets a hold of Maokai ult, that can easily turn a fight. It's very, very powerful, very popular in the jungle, just because, jungle, at least in higher level competitive play, jungle doesn't need to be that strong. They kind of just make sure their laners are okay, so having somebody with a strong ultimate who can be behind, like a Maokai, pretty important. And it's very strong given that Halo not as comfortable in the support role. Having to have somebody that can play from behind and whose ultimate is that powerful is really going to help this team. Kog'Maw, of course, a classic favorite of B's, should help with the disadvantage between the Tristana and the Pantheon. The extra range is going to make sure that Kog'Maw can play a little bit safer and hopefully be able to do some damage. But of course, it's going to be harder to hit those slippery targets like the Ambessa, like the Hecarim, like the Sylas, with things like Kog'Maw are. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Swain into Sylas, I don't really know how to feel either way. Sylas getting Swain's ultimate is not the most powerful thing in the world. And Swain's going to have a hard time landing any E's or anything like that. but it very well could be that Swain is just playing to be a strong early game threat and prevent them from doing too much while stacking up and becoming just more of a CC tank towards the mid game. Of course, you can build damage on Swain. We'll just have to see what CT decides to go with it. The Graves, of course, the jungle favorite there. I don't really have too many comments on that. And then the Urgot top. It's going to be an interesting matchup between Urgot and Ambessa, but we'll have to see how that goes. I yapped a little bit too much about the other team. I'm going to go switch things over so we can get that game underway. Alrighty, quickly getting things underway here. A 5-man into bot is something that I was not anticipating was going to happen. Catches out. There's going to be 1-2 abilities onto the Maokai, forced to flash backwards. Does get the Tristana bomb on him, and he's probably going to be forced to back here. He does have a timer right now where he could back, and he's going to. That's good. If he didn't back there, that was going to be very dangerous because you've only got so long before minions respawn before you're not able to back. They do go for the invade onto red, and this is going to be very, very scary for Graves here. Potentially face-checking this. The 1v1 against the Urgot, I want to say Graves wins it, but it does look like they're going to push out. Just get some vision on it and not worry about anything else. Pantheon is going to go ahead. It looks like he was going to roam, but he is going to go back bot. So things are going to settle down. No kills, but a flash and an ignite out. We did see the Hecarim ignite, and then, of course, the flash from Maokai to save himself. Graves is aware of the vision there, or at least pinged it. Somebody pinged it. Immediate forward from the Pantheon, and the follow-up stun from Maokai. Takes a lot of damage there. Of course, Tristana E is very strong early. Once she's able to get all of those stacks on you, you're gonna it's just gonna melt you. And another ignite, it looks like, onto Maokai, and Maokai is going to die early there. The passive was not enough to sustain him for long enough, and that ignite from the Pantheon spelled disaster for Halo there. First blood for CSU. It has Hextech flash into the E from the Pantheon, forcing out barrier. Flash forward from the Tristana, she is going to die for it. She does barrier as well. So a trade there in bot, but unfortunately, Truman is going to lose out a lot of CS there. The wave is pushed under tower, and it's going to bounce backwards towards CSU. So a slightly favorable lane position there for CSU coming back from that trade. And of course, Tristana's got 2 kills to the Kog'Maw's 1. So advantage to CSU there. Swain does not land his E there, but he does get the W passive proc and get some healing out of it. Good trade there, and we see the Graves coming in. Silas has a little bit more mobility, so I don't know that they're going to be able to do too much. I'd be worried if I was the Swain there of pushing up solo, because Silas could just jump straight into you and kill you. Probably as exactly what is happening right there. It looks like Urgot is going to lose the trade there top, unfortunately. I'm not sure if that was a level up or if that was something else that happened there top side, but both players did get ignited, and he lost 1. Back and forth here in bot lane. Hecarim is hovering around, potentially going to steal rocks there, but Truman needs to be careful. They have no vision on this Hecarim, so dangerous position for them to be in any sense. Very nice pull back, forcing the flash out from the Silas there. And there's the Hextech Flash onto the Maokai there, going to take the Tristana E on top of him. He is probably going to die there, but he does manage to get a kill onto his ADC there. And then we're going to see the tower dive here. Hecarim does... Oh no, the Tristana picks up the kill there. Not enough damage to kill the Tristana with the Kog'Maw passive, unfortunately. But Swain picks up a very cheeky little stack there, knowing that he was going to TP back to lane. Manages to land it perfectly, and perfectly time it off at the TP. Props to that. There's a lot of kills that have gone down so far. Most of them onto this Tristana, which doesn't spell well for this Truman bot lane. But of course, they have the ability to do some stuff in other locations. A gank mid. Swain is going to get out of it. Forced to use his flash, though, unfortunately. Silas is going to continue to be a pain up in this matchup. Does get the root off and gets the stack. Nice to see that for him. Finally lands one of those. I think that's probably not the first one he's landed this game, but it is more difficult. And Bessa decides to engage there. The Urgot is low on mana. Not really much that he can do there other than just kind of take these hits and hope that he survives under tower. But unfortunately, Mbessa has too much health and also too much damage also leveled up there. Pantheon coming from behind, forced to flash. Kog'Maw is going to be hit with the Tristana bomb and goes down. 5th kill going to Tristana now. Barely missing there. That was a long Silas ability. I don't know which ability that is. I want to say that's his E, but that was a very long chain grab there from Silas. Very scary. Maokai looking to slow them down just a little bit. Graves is there, going to poke a little bit of damage there, but Graves needs to focus on his own wave state. Needs to look to try to get an advantage somewhere, most likely. There's not much that you can do in this bot situation. You know, taking a poke there and not backing as soon as you want to is not a great situation either. Does get the movement forward onto the Tristana, but Tristana is able to jump out. And Bessa is just punishing this Urgot here. That superior mobility is basically making most of his kit, I wouldn't say completely useless, but is making him suffer up in this top lane. Once he gets his level 6, there might be a little bit of a difference. I really don't think it's much of a difference maker, but I mean, it could. At least the level up in the stats might make it happen. There's going to be the flash forward from the Pantheon, and it is going to be the bomb onto Beast. Beast is going to go down there, but there's potential to trade the Tristana, but it's not enough damage. And Urgot goes down 2 up in the top lane. Not enough damage to deal with that in Bessa, and the Ignite is also pretty brutal. There's the engage from the Silas there, a lot of damage there. B's walking up solo, unfortunately, is probably going to die there. Level 6 from the Tristana, not going to be enough speed. Oh no, the speed was enough to get the Tristana. That unfortunately is 7 kills for that Tristana. Double Swain ult in mid. Silas does pick up the kill there. There's going to be the engage from the Hecarim. Trading 1 for 1 there. Graves does pick up the kill on the Pantheon, but dies to the Hecarim. Yeah, lots of damage coming out from this Mbessa. There's not much that this Urgot can do at all. A 2-level advantage and the 3-kill lead to 1 kill. Urgot is not close to that first item, and Mbessa has already got first item. Tristana is going to go for the engage, and it is going to be just easy cleanup there from the Tristana. She already has the collectors, and with how much damage she's able to output with her with her bomb, there's nothing that he can really do in that situation. There's the invade from the Pantheon and the Hecarim. Maokai's going to be there, but it's not really going to make much of a difference there. There is going to be the Hecarim ult over the wall, but not really needed. Doesn't really get him anything. Looks like the Mbessa is looking a little bit ambitious. Does manage to pick up the kill under tower. it does appear that CSU is going to pick up the first turret there, and I believe that is going to potentially be enough to get the buff. I'm uncertain though. I believe that was all of it. They got they got war by getting the first 3 kills, if I remember correctly. First tower should solidify it for them. Unless, of course, Truman got 3 kills first. I'm uncertain who did what, but I guess we'll see. There's going to be ultimate coming out for Swain, but it's not going to be enough. He does not get bonus health whenever he ults anymore, unfortunately. I remember whenever that used to be a thing. And man, Swain was fun then. A little bit of bonus health. You pair it up in the support lane with that special item, whose name I'm forgetting. It was beautiful. There's going to be the Tristan on top. Of course, gets the bomb, knocks him backwards into the Pantheon. They're going to clean up the kill. Tristana is just going to be a threat all around this map here. Bees is going to go down, still only level 5. Bot getting cleaned up there by the Ambessa. Almost dying there in the 2v1, but just has so much damage. Tristana and Pantheon, of course, roaming top here, going to be able to pick up the second tier 1 tower for CSU. 10 minutes and 2 towers. Bot completely open. Scary situation if you are this Graves here in this position. I would never have pushed up against an Ambessa. I'm not certain what the play was there. Does look like this Urgot's probably going to get collapsed on. There's going to be the jump and the E from the Pantheon. A lot of damage going out. Tristana bomb obliterating the health of that Urgot. Urgot's still not on first item. No one on Truman's team has first item yet, unfortunately. And it appears that mid might be the person faring the best in this matchup. Jungle is relatively even, but of course there's 3 deaths, and the CS difference is pretty major between the 2 of them. And it appears that CSU is going to pick up this top tower, most likely. I don't know that there's much that Truman's going to be able to do. The flash forward with the Urgot to flip the Pantheon back is going to be enough damage to take him out with the tower assist, but even then, Truman has only slowed the inevitable. They do lose that top tower, and that is 3 towers for CSU now. This is looking a little scary for Beast here. Not really much that you can do. There's 2 level 10 people in front of you. A 4 level difference is absolutely brutal. There's nothing that you can really do here in this situation unless you have multiple other teammates. Graves is there as well, but I really don't think that's going to make much of a difference. CSU knocking on the door of the mid tower there. This Tristana is about to pick up another set of plates here and another tower. That gold on the Tristana is quite incredible. Nothing happening to Tristana, focusing on the... And there's going to be the ultimate going on to the Pantheon as well. The E does catch there, but Tristana has enough mobility that she's probably going to be able to get out of this. Urgot did use the ultimate on the Pantheon, and there's going to be the ultimate backwards from the Tristana, so nothing's going to happen to her. Ultimate forward from the Hecarim there is going to catch out 1. It's going to catch out 2 now. And now it's just the Swain up by himself. He does not have ultimate, nothing he can do. Picked up by the Tristana. She's at 12 kills now. CSU picking up their 5th tower with this bot tower here. Does ult forward for the ADC. The Ignite is not going to spell doom for it quite yet, but a lot of damage. CSU dominating this match so far. Urgot versus the Hecarim 1v1 there. 2 level difference there, and Urgot only has first item. Hecarim is working still only with his first item as well, but he's much stronger. A lot more gold on top of him. Able to brawl out just a little bit better. Truman is now left to only their base towers. And Truman really is just being suffocated here. There's not really anything that they've been able to do around the map. They've been completely stuck. under towers, just not able to do anything in this situation. Of course, this is fearless draft, so all of these champions are not going to be able to be picked next game. Hopefully that will give Truman a little bit of breathing room, because this is a very punishing composition to go up against. First dragon, or second dragon, is going to be coming up here in about 40 seconds. 4 mid for CSU, looking to siege that tower. Tristana does get pulled by the E. There's going to be the stun from the Pantheon. There's going to be the Maokai ult coming out from the Sylas. Sylas flash over the wall is going to pick up 1. There's going to be the movement forward from the Mbessa. Mbessa picks up 1 herself. Urgot has a little bit of damage, able to get the ultimate off onto the Sylas, but Mbessa is cleaning up in the backline. Urgot's doing a little bit of damage there, picks up a second kill before going down himself. Double kill from Urgot is going to be some nice gold. 5 kills onto that Urgot now, but CSU is in their base and does not quite have the potential to really do anything here, but with that Tristana damage, maybe they'll be able to do it. Or it looks like they're going to go for this tower here. Tristana able to get it to half health. There's going to be the engage forward from the Maokai. Tristana just ignoring the Maokai, just deciding, you know what, I'm just going to take this tower. You know what, it doesn't matter. There's going to be the tower for Tristana. Shutdown goes to Bs. But a TP in from CSU there onto this bot lane. Sylas is in, trying to do something here. Looking to hunt down that Sylas, but he's got a little bit too much mobility for Truman to really handle. TP top, and Bessa is on her way, and Urgot's going to get caught out just slightly by this Sylas. Able to do a little bit of a dance there to get out of it, but Mbessa shows up and is very dangerous there for the Urgot now. Mbessa is very, very strong. 2 items plus the last whisper. Very dangerous position. Jim really only has the ability to maintain and defend 1 area. This team has so much damage, there's not much they can do. And it does look like while this fight is happening top, they are taking Baron active. Or I'm sorry, they're not taking Baron, they took Rift Herald. There's going to be ultimate out for the Maokai, but unfortunately they should know that they're going to be rotating very soon. There's going to be the Pantheon ult from behind Truman. There's going to be the dash forward from the Mbessa. Mbessa's going to pick up 1. Or there's going to be the ult in from the horse, and it is just going to be a cleanup for CSU there. Urgot able to stall them just a little bit, but now it is just almost the full might of CSU with the Rift Herald just versus the Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw not going to be able to slow it down. Tristana is going to just shoot down, auto down this Nexus, and that's going to be the game potentially under 17 minutes. And that is game 1, under 17 minutes. CSU takes game 1 of 3. In this best of 3. Alright, we are back. Much shorter in between this time. Let's see what we are working with today in the draft. Give it some time. Of course, we are working with Fearless Draft. Don't forget, all the champions that you saw played last game cannot be picked again until the series is over. So, Urgot is out, Silas is out. You're not going to see another Tristana. There's no more Pantheon. Kog'Maw and Swain are all gone. Nobody's coming back. You can't say it's ultimate because not everybody is here. All right, these bands are coming through here. See, we've got a Rumble top. Oh my gosh, my sides are incorrect. I made a mistake. Truman is on the right side here. Slight goof on my part. I will fix it whenever I go to switch over stream for our actual stage, but CSU is actually on the opposite side there, so that'll have to be corrected. Truman is not playing Rumble Darius Vigar currently. I'm very excited to see the Zeri pick. I'm always excited to see Bees play champions that he likes the most, and Zeri has got to be up on that list. Seeing a Zeri or seeing a Jinx from Bees is just it's like an experience. It's just like experiencing pure joy, because you know when you get the champion that you've put the most time into or like really just love to a fundamental level, being able to play that and being able to perform and show off some of the fancy stuff you can do is really fun. So I always look forward to something like that. Of course, there are other champions that I feel like kind of signature champions for each of the players. Melior, of course, I would say Syndra or the Ahri, both of those signature. Unless, of course, you're talking about the wave play, and then it's Nico. Horse, of course, there's lots of champions you can pick from. The Thresh has always been crazy. The Nautilus has been crazy too. Lots of fun ones there. But let's talk about this draft. CSU on the left side, titles are slightly incorrect there. Rumble, Darius, Vigar, Kalista, and Elise. Very dangerous bot lane, I'm going to say right now. High mobility and into the Zeri Yuumi. If Zeri gets hit by anything, it might just be game over for the Zeri. Not much that you can do in that situation. Vigar into the Malzahar, not the worst thing in the world. It depends. I believe Vigar can stack off of Malzahar minions, so rough game for Malzahar potentially. Does have the ability to lock somebody down. Probably going to go onto the Kalista. But that's really what he's in the game for, is to slow people down, get those silences out, and lock down a single target. Skarner, of course, happy to see a Skarner. Skarner doesn't get as much playtime as I think he should by this Truman team, in my opinion. Skarner fan, of course. I think he's got a lot of good team fight potential. He's fairly strong in the jungle. You can't bully him too much, and he has the ability to be very powerful in those team fight situations, which are a little bit more important than self-play. Of course, there is a big difference between playing in these competitive situations and playing solo queues. So it's always interesting to see what champions are popular and what we get to see. So the top matchup, Renekton into Rumble. I really think that Rumble is going to lose this lane. I think this is a very good lane for Renekton. Renekton can just get on top, high fury, trade some blows, get a lot of damage, and just get out. I didn't talk about the Darius. Darius will win against the Skarner just because of his bleed passive if they fight early. I want to say Skarner can eventually outscale to where maybe Skarner can deal with Darius solo, but Darius just gets too strong. There's nothing that she could really do in that situation. So overall, I like Truman's team composition. It is very front to back. A lot safer in this situation when compared to last game for CSU. CSU had a very get on top of you game setup. This time it's a little bit slower, but it's very good at punishing. You get one ability landed onto you. That could be Elise E or whatever her stun is. You can get Vigard Cage. You get pulled by Darius. You know, there's a lot of things that if you get hit by them, your game could very well just be over at that point. So we'll have to see how this game plays out. I'm hoping it's not as one-sided as we saw last game. Of course, there was some hope early game, but as time went on, about at the 10-minute mark, you know, you're losing 2 towers. 15 minutes in, your base is getting sieged out. Just hard situation to come back from. So I'm hoping that this Truman team can bring it together, make something happen here. Oh, we're seeing a 5-man top lane here. Of course, I have to run back and forth from the studio section to this little bubble here. We have a sectioned off area, so I have to go back and forth so you hear the door quite frequently. Does not quite get anything there, but it does look like they're going for the invade onto red side, or red buff for Truman. And it looks like that Skarner is going to be starting blue side. They do get the ward on the red side, so they're going to know exactly when he's going to be there. But it does look like they're also pathing. Okay, they're pathing to their blue side. Or, sorry, their red side. But a 5-man, still 5-man walking right now. It looks like they're going to look for the invade here onto this buff, because they definitely have knowledge that Skarner's starting here. So 4v1, let's see how Skarner handles it. Decides to fight it out. Going to get hit by the Elise Q. There's going to be a lot of damage going out there. There's going to be the pull there too. First blood on the Elise. Probably not the person you want to get that, but it's a lot of assists. 3 assists out, and they're going to steal that blue buff immediately. Rubble did not have to use the TP, fortunately. Did just walk back top. An unfortunate positioning here from Truman. Gets caught out, not knowing that they're in the, or they probably should have known that they were in the jungle there, but gets a lot of damage onto bees. There he has to walk backwards. These Elise Qs, or these Elise stuns are the most dangerous thing here for Truman. Yeah, landing even one, forced to use cleanse there, or I think that, no, it wasn't a cleanse there, but forced to use barrier to just survive. This is a very, very rough lane for Zeri. He's not really going to be able to do too much in this matchup. Darius is waiting behind if something needs to happen here. There's going to be the attempted at the Yumi Q there, but dangerous position. They can easily get dove here. A lot of damage going out onto the Yumi. Yumi is going to probably fall there. There's going to be the pull from the Darius. And we're going to see the ADC tank some damage there. Does die, forced to use barrier. Does get executed though. No damage onto the Callista. Just like I was saying, the Rumble, or the Renekton getting in. High Fury doing a lot of damage, being able to didn't quite get out there, unfortunately, but did do enough damage that Rumble's going to struggle just a little bit. Of course, the melee matchup is going to be a little bit rough. Skarner not able to do anything in that situation either. Gets the rock throw in, you know, for oh my gosh, the flash forward stun from Luma in the top lane. That's that Geeble Summoner special right there. Flash forward with a stun, obliterate your opponent. Another Q or another stun landing from the Elise there. A lot of damage going out onto the Zeri. And Darius is bot again, hiding in that tri-bush. They're definitely setting up for another dive here. They can basically just dive farm with this Elise. Elise can just take aggro immediately, do a little bit of damage, and then just use her escape tool, lose aggro, and just give them a free dive. Does look like that's what they're going to try to do there. Does get the damage onto the Zeri. Zeri's going to get pulled by the Darius and it's going to do a lot of damage. Going to get the kill onto Halo there. Zeri is still alive. They do trade for the Kaisa. Or, sorry, not the Kaisa. The Callista. 1-1 trade there. Does go to the jungle. Elise getting very strong with those 2 kills now. Necton forced to go forward there. Gets the stun onto the Rumble. Forced to get flamethrower down there. Not much that he can do in this situation. There's really not an answer. Once Rumble's up in your face, he can just really melt you down. That's his game plan, of course. Going forward, getting a little bit of lifesteal and getting out. And this Malzahar getting punished under tower, just a little bit low mana, not much that he can do in this situation. Vygar has enough mana that he's able to at least poke out a little bit, but not even needing to use the mana. Just a couple autos are enough to keep him at bay. Truman's still trying to find their footing in this gameplay. There's going to be the flash forward from the Vygar. Does not die, which I'm very surprised about, but almost does. Takes 2 tower shots. There's going to be another failed tower dive this time for CSU. Does not quite get it. Does not have the Darius in range to do anything there. A lot of damage coming out from this area, able to push them back. Trading half health for half health. Movement forward again. There's going to be the ultimate from the Renekton going out there. There's going to be the ultimate from the Rumble as well. Renekton able to get away from it. Very close on one another, but there's going to be the Scryer's Bush proc there. Darius does not go for it. It's a very dangerous situation if you're Renekton there. If Darius shows up, you're basically dead. Truman doing a pretty good job there. Unfortunately gets hit by that stun from the Elise. Ooh, and there is going to be the Skarner coming down. Callista forced to flash. A little bit of damage going out there. Flashes forward for the Callista. Callista is down. It is a 3v1 against this Elise there. A little bit of damage going out. Elise is going to use her escape tool. Not sure where she's going to go back down, but Zeri does pick up the kill. Truman back on the board, evening things out in the bot lane. And looking to go for this dragon here. Not too much to talk about here. Truman does take the dragon. It is the first jungle objective for Truman. Truman did not get a single jungle objective last time. But they're starting out strong with that first dragon, and Infernal is going to help them out with their damage output. So we'll see how well that pairs up with them. Unfortunately, taking, I believe, the Callista Q there. Elise is going to play potentially aggressive there. Does not do anything. Once again, back up top. The Rumble Renekton 1v1. The island has a lot of action going on right now. Another Q eaten by the Zeri. Rough situation to be in. She rends it as well. A lot of damage coming out onto these. Yumi looking to body a little bit of damage there, but they're going to be able to confidently tower dive this. There shouldn't be a way. Yes, Zeri does go down there. Skarner is not able to make the difference there, and of course the ultimate from Callista is going to save the Elise as well. A lot of damage going out. Does get the rend off. A lot of damage onto the Skarner as well. They're basically giving up 2 plates there for that tower. We did also see that Malzahar lost the fight 1v1 in mid. It did cost them another kill. Going aggressive here into the jungle. Skarner trying to steal. Or sorry, that was in Skarner's jungle. Darius goes in, finds the kill on the very low champ. Darius unfortunately getting gunned down by the Zeri. Not much that he can do in this situation. Malzahar doesn't have a way to really make this happen. Did use his ultimate, and the burn is going to be, or not the burn, but the Zeri is going to be enough there to make the difference. Trying to do enough damage. Kalista is sitting right there in the bush, but she's not paying attention. Does lose the Elise there, and it appears that it's going to be another kill. Beast is going crazy here, and it looks like the CSU team just forgot that they existed there. Renekton forced the TP bot. It's a 3v1 against this Renekton here. They could do something if they really want to punish this. A lot of damage going out. There's going to be the ultimate from the Renekton, and it's going to be a lot of damage going on to Beast. Beast is barely going to stay alive, but does get the shutdown onto the Renekton. Or not the Renekton, I'm sorry. Gets the shutdown onto the Rumble. Crazy play from Bees there. Picking up 3 kills in quick succession. Basically evening things out. We see a lane swap coming out from CSU. Bot lane is now top. We'll see if this sticks. I don't expect it to, but it is a favorable matchup for the bot lane, so it could very well be the case that we're going to see at least Kalista top from now on. Beautiful slow Yuumi autos onto a control ward. Love to see it. Zeri has accepted the switch and is now top as well, but Yuumi is nowhere to be found. Still mid lane. It is a 1v2, but the Skarner is here, potentially going to be able to make the difference. Does get the grab onto the Elise, but Elise is forced backwards. There's going to be the ultimate coming out from Skarner onto the Elise. Elise is very low, but does get the stun onto the Skarner, and it looks like Kalista's probably going to be able to clean up there. She does rend, it does not pick up the Skarner. They're able to get out of it, but they spend a lot of resources doing so. The Renekton Rumble experience is definitely skewing towards this Renekton at this very moment. 1v1, that healing from the Yuumi ultimate. There's going to be the ultimate from Bees. Bees is going crazy, picking up 2 in top lane. The Zeri is saving this Truman team here, keeping them in this game. Lots of damage coming out from the Zeri. I love to see it. This is what I'm talking about when I say I'm very happy to see Bees be able to play something that he enjoys. Because you can just feel the passion and the skill expression is there for how much just manipulation of the game he's able to get away with. Rough situation to be in. Beautiful beautiful silence into flash there. There's going to be the ultimate coming out, and Bees is going to be there to try to clean it up there. Is potentially there is going to be another kill for Bees. Bees is on a killing spree. I believe that's a 5th kill now. Going crazy. Probably going to be able to pick up this Elise too. There's going to be a lot of damage there picked up. Does decide to walk backwards there. Very good timing. Does not get caught by the cage, but is in a dangerous situation. Maybe manages to jump over the wall there and escape. Slippery movements from the Zeri. A very big dynamic shift from this last game. Truman, it felt like they were able to do nothing, but now it's feeling they can do a lot. There's going to be the ultimate coming out from the Vygar there in mid, potentially going to pick up the kill there. There's going to be the Skarner forced to flash. It is the Malzahar versus 2 in top lane. Not able to do too much. Able to slow them down just slightly, but that tower is basically forfeit at this point. Unless he's able to clear this wave very quickly. Even then, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Rumble doing a little bit of clearing of those wards there. Skarner is sneaking around. Potentially going to be able to cut off this Rumble here. Renekton is there. Looking for the dragon instead is a very smart play. Much smarter than chasing that kill. A lot of damage coming out from this Malzahar. Malzahar is able to do almost enough damage to kill this Elise. Elise saved by the ultimate from the Callista. Truman is going to pick up their second drag here. Staying strong, it's the gold deficit, even though it is 4K gold deficit, it really isn't spelling it doesn't really follow what's happening in this game. Bees is very strong. This ADC for Truman, able to do a lot. Forces the flash out from the Vigar. 3 ults from Truman there on this Vigar, trying to take him out. There's going to be the Darius from behind, gets the pull onto Bees. Bees is going to have to dash backwards. A lot of damage going out onto this Darius. Forced into the cage there, but picks up 1 kill before going down. Vigar does pick up the shutdown there. Skarner is not going to is not going to be able to land the stun. Gets taken out by the Elise. Ultimate going out from the Malzahar onto the Elise there, potentially going to pick her up. It should pick up with the burn. Yes, it does. And there is going to be 1 kill, 1 beautiful kill for Luma there. Coming out of the woodworks just to pick up a kill on the Callista. Truman is in danger of losing that bot side, of course. A lot of damage going on to those 2 towers. Truman is down their top tier 1 and their bot tier 1. Bees caught out by this Rumble. Basically burned to a crisp there. Not much you can do in that situation. I would not chase this in any positive state of mind. That is a very scary situation to chase into that Rumble. If he had ultimate there, he could have just killed them all, most likely, in that jungle spot. Darius uses Ghost to get on top of the Skarner. Bees is going to be able to put in a little bit of damage, but it's probably not going to be enough to really do anything in this situation. Skarner is just going to have to die, unfortunately. A lot of damage, a lot of healing going on to this. Oh, and there's going to be the ultimate from Bees. Bees is going to take down the Darius, who chooses to flash forward onto Bees. Incredible stuff there. A lot of damage going on to this Elise. So this Elise is going to fall down too. Truman is starting to come into their own here. Really surprised with the difference this game has made for Truman. There's a lot of picks here that changed. I really like that Luma's being able to play a much more aggressive champion. I love the Renekton, and of course Bees on the Zeri. Hard to go wrong. Unfortunate timing for me to say that, of course. Ooh, there's going to be the ultimate going out onto the Malzahar. Does not claim the kill, but very, very close. A lot of damage going out onto this Vigar. That Heartsteel is really doing some work there. There's going to be the Darius pull onto the Renekton, the stun as well. 3v1, nothing that you can do there in that situation. There's going to be the ultimate going onto the Vigar, but I don't know if this is really going to work out. I mean, Zeri is going to be able to get close enough, but you probably want that gold to go to your Zeri there. I mean, Zeri is the reason why, I think one of the main reasons why you're still in that game. I think Zeri gets that gold there. Renekton, of course, is keeping them in this game too. That Zeri's been that early push that they needed to really, get a positive mental back. TSU is going to take that second tower in bot lane, and they're going to be They're going to be pressuring for that tier 1 base tower on bot lane as well. Renekton is going to go in to try to do a little bit of damage. He does get a lot of damage. Flash forward onto the Callista. He's going to pick up 1. He's going to pick up 2. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, that is the Luma. That's the Giebel special right there. Flash forward onto an unsuspecting team. Almost picks up a triple kill, saving the tower. I love to see it. Please, give me more of that. I want to see the Renekton go crazy. I want to see him get a pentakill this game. He's so strong. Let him cook. Please. Truman does pick up the Rift Herald. It's going mid. Truman soon to pick up their second tower there. The cage is out from the Vigar, but it's not going to make any difference. They do pick up that tower there. Elise is going to use her escape tool a little bit early. Chooses to go backwards, of course, with the Darius right there. Don't blame you. Might as well go backwards. Rift Herald is going to stay alive, but it's going to be taken down quickly by CSU. Truman now in a position where they really need to think about what their next play is. Dragon is probably the best thing that they could do now that Infernal Soul is on the map. We're going to see if Truman decides to rotate for it. They have no vision control, so it's going to be pretty dangerous. And no real way to get vision control unless you're going to see the Skarner be that front line. But they're going to be on top of it. Quick Ocean Dragon. Thought it was Infernal Soul. I was wrong. I could have looked over, but quick Ocean Dragon from CSU, and they're going to be threatening around the rest of the map. Malzahar unfortunately caught out there. There's going to be the stun, and he is down 4v1. Nothing you can do there in that situation. Got to have a little bit of situational awareness, knowing where the team was. You just knew that they were bot. Cage going out from this Vygar. I think his ultimate might have gone out too. No, it didn't. I just saw his Q. Ooh, stun from the Elise. There's going to be the ultimate. Not enough. Oh my gosh, just enough healing from this Yuumi. Oh my gosh. That Yuumi save of the day there. Able to be an item, able to give enough shields, so Zeri survives. Very scary situation. If it was me, I'd be freaking out. I'd be shaking. I would not have liked that situation if I was at Zeri. Skarner looking to try to save this objective here. Gonna get stunned in the cage. Renekton is coming from the side though. Come on, show me what you got, man. Just the flash does dodge the Skarner ult. Both dashes dedicated from Renekton. Having to walk backwards. So sad. Nothing quite comes of it. A lot of damage on this Vygar. Zeri decides to go forward there. Gets punished pretty hard. And now they're cut off. Darius is going to be there. And Malzahar is just going to get caught out again. 4v1 once again for the Malzahar. Trying to support the Zeri Yuumi. This could be the team fight that ends it here. Going to be caught in the cage. There's going to be a big ultimate from Giebel, able to take out one. There's going to be another kill. Flash forward from the Darius is going to actually take out the Zeri, and a stun is going to take out the Skarner. It is just Yuumi left alive. You got 10 seconds. They are just ignoring this Yuumi. This Yuumi is not getting to play the game. There she goes. She finally dies. Trying to delay how fast she's going to get back. That way they can kind of confirm that they're going to be able to take this base. There's only Malzahar up, but Malzahar can do a lot of damage. We'll have to see what they decide to do here. Ultimate on to the... oh my gosh, and she manages to get out. That was some interesting gameplay right there. Manages to get out, forced to use barrier there, but just in a terrible position. Shut down, going to Malzahar. Playing aggressive there. Definitely looking to just try to end it as soon as possible. They don't want to see this Truman team continue to get stronger. They don't want to give Zeri the chance to actually be in this game again. The Atacon buff is bot side. I'm not sure which one this is. I want to say it is not the rose one. I could be wrong. I don't know the difference between the icons, so we'll have to see. Vygar is by himself, but a 3-level difference. Skarner's not going to be able to do too much. Stand still. What a move. Vygar was not expecting Skarner just to stand still in that cage. He manages to whiff his W. Incredible. Truman just trying to survive here, get their waves pushed out, farmed up. The next objective that's coming up, you've got a Dragon in 1:30. Baron following behind it in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Ooh, it looks like Renekton's going to try to get a piece of this Rumble here, having to walk backwards as Elise is there. There is going to be the ultimate onto the Elise there, and Rumble. There's going to be the Renekton ult. Unfortunately, not enough damage. Gets obliterated by the Darius, managing to stack up his passive. He does get hit by the Skarner ultimate, and there's going to be some damage coming out from the Zeri. Zeri trying to sustain that damage there. She needs to keep autoing to keep up that ultimate. Oh, she didn't even ult. I'm sorry. I thought she did. She did ultimate. Yes, she did. Unfortunately, they have to go backwards there. Kalista by herself, able to take out a whole tower before going down. Bees gets flashed on by the Rumble. Able to get out there, but it is a very dangerous situation for Truman. Only one tower left. It will respawn eventually, but if they are not able to take out some of these CSU players, it is going to spell the end of this game for Truman. Power tower, not down yet. It's still surviving, not a lot of health here. There's going to be the big play from the Renekton going forward. Does not have the ultimate, it's not able to do anything. Gets shut down by the cage. Halo is going to get caught in the cage too. Yumi's down. It's a 2v3 right now. Soon to be a 2v4 once the Elise gets back. You have Skarner in 10 seconds. There's something you can do there. Hopefully. Bees does get hit, does get caught in the cage, forced to use barrier, but it's not enough. Going to be taken out. Skarn does dedicate, trying to go through. Does not manage to pick up anything. In a dangerous position here. They're looking to end it here. There's going to be the Rumble ult going in to do a lot of damage there. Renekton is caught in that ultimate. There's going to be the ultimate going down onto the Kalista, but it's not enough. Renekton goes down from behind. Malzahar is going to go down too, and it's just left to Skarner and the Yuumi. Yuumi is going to go down, and then it is just left to Bees. Bees pops the ultimate, trying to do as much damage as he can. It is going to be enough to take out one, but it's not going to be enough to take out anybody else. Caught in the Vygar cage. That is the end for Truman. And in this match, Truman is going to fall to CSU 2-0. And that's going to be the end of the series. Thank you everybody for joining us for this stream this evening. If you are interested in seeing anything else that we do, if you're on YouTube, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Truman Esports. If you're on Twitch, there are other Twitch streams that happen every week. Mondays, Rocket League. Tuesdays, you're going to see League of Legends. Wednesdays is Valorant, and Thursdays is Smash Ultimate. If you miss any of those matches, of course, you can find them all saved on Truman Esports on YouTube. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for Valorant.